If you're looking for him, he's right here in front of me on the 50-yard line, white shirt. And he will be talking to you over a wireless mic. So I'm going to back out of here, and as soon as they're set, we will recognize the Weldon Bumblebees.
all you orange and black Gladewater Bears. And welcome back home, the green and white Weldon Bumblebees. Let's give them all a big hand. Now, I'm hoping and praying that at some point we can get this ground ball drawn up, because we have several photos and several activities from back in the day at Weldon High School that I'd love for you to see. And I hope the technology people can adjust it and get it all done. Tonight, the Gladewater Bears salute the Bumblebees in a show of respect for the dynamic leadership that they experienced, the remarkable sportsmanship they exhibited, and the awesome athletic record that they left at Gladewater ISD as African American high school athletes. We welcome all former Weldon football players, cheerleaders, band members, teachers, coaches, fans, and members of the Weldon Alumni Association Incorporated to this very special homecoming of the Weldon Bumblebees, which has been 53 years in the making. I'm sure that because the last homecoming was in 1968. Welcome back home. Give me a big hand. Now we want to especially thank Gladewater Bears head coach and athletic director Johnny Sabine for expressing his desire for this program to be planned and executed. We also are grateful for his vision of making this celebration an annual event. Now the Jumbotron at this point would be flashing the words of the Weldon High School song, but since that's not the case, we'd love tonight to just go sing it for you a cappella. So we're going to see how well they remember their school song. And so I'm going to count them out, and we're going to sing. Now remember, that's the one that starts hell to Weldon's green and white today, all right? 1, 2, here we go. Hail to Weldon's green and white today. Strong in wisdom, might in truth and love. When from out her massive heart we stray, ever faithful to Started in Weldon and he graduated from Gladewater High School in 1973, but he did play football at Weldon. Mr. Weldon Bumblebees, class of 1963, football. Mr. Weldon Bumblebees, class of 1966, football. Donnell Horton Francis, class of 1963, choir. Mr. Ernest Lockhart, 1961, football. Ms. Lily K. Bonner, class of 62, cheerleader. Mary Helen Bonner Walker, class of 1965, cheerleader. Mr. Tony Jeffrey, GSS, class of 1983, coached by Walter Barrett, and Jack Murphy, football. Ms. Billy Allen, 1965, cheerleader. Ms. Amy Williams, Smith Brothers, 1965, cheering squad captain. Ms. Ellen Baker Gray, 1965, cheerleader. Mrs. James Scott, 1970, football. Lady California, 1965, band. We have Miss Frankie Alexander, 1966, Mrs. Milton Washington, 1967, and Mr. Clarence Pouncey, 1960. He was a football player. Now, this concludes our pregame festivities, and we thank the Weldon Bumblebees for the legacy you left to the Gladewater Independent School District. And with that said, we will hand it back to Mike Aldridge and the Alumni Association. If you would you wait here on the field with us for the team's committee, and we will exit after the national anthem. Thank you so much. Go Bumblebees and go Riders! We're
Bumblebees. Gets up to take on the Houston Cardinals from Liberty City. Kickoff once again scheduled for 7 o'clock. And also, I was reminded on tonight's game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University of Minnesota League. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. By your conduct, please allow these young people to feel pride in their schools and in their community. We also ask that you show your appreciation for all the students who will be taking part in tonight's game. The cheerleaders, the band, drill team, and the students who are here in supporting the attendance. The officials for tonight's game have mutually agreed upon across schools. Their roles cannot outnumber those of the players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators. Without them, the game would not be possible. Your knowledge and application of the rules are a result of annual testing, years of study, and continuous participation in clinics that refine their understanding of the game. Also, at this time, if you would please stay for the night of school song. First, the school song by the Sabine Cardinals High School Marching Band, and that will be immediately followed by the Gladewater High School song by the Gladewater High School Marching Band. And then we'll have a playing our national anthem once both teams are in the field. So at this time, school song is Weldon Bumblebees High School Marching Band. Everyone at this time, please stand.
Good evening. We're glad that you all have joined us for another exciting night of Friday night football here at Gladewater's Jack V. Murphy Stadium. Tonight we are hosting the Sabine Cardinals just up the road from us or down the road. And we're also had pregame. If you tuned in earlier, you got to see a lot of green honoring the Weldon Bumblebees. The Weldon campus is now the intermediate and
Elementary.
elementary and intermediate.
Second through fifth grade.
What are they? Third,
Second through fifth grade.
second through
at Weldon
fifth.
now.
Okay, so um, they are actually, I think, the largest campus in the district at this point. Slightly bigger than the high school.
Yeah, by student population, they are
Yes.
the largest campus.
So anyway, the green shirts that you'll see and the Bears today are wearing green jerseys in honor of those who went to Weldon before segregation, and I guess since then. But after segregation ended and we had integration, then the Weldon campus took on the Gladewater campus, and there's a lot of interesting stories. Coach Walter Derrick was the head coach there, and he became an assistant and very valuable asset to the Gladewater coaching staff under Jack Murphy, and more. And I'm sure some of our people are sharing some of that history with you
He also
tonight.
became the mayor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and Coach Derrick for years he got on the city council, became the mayor pro tem, and then he became the first black mayor of Gladewater and was the mayor for several years and very active in the school, the community, the politics, and I believe in church too. So anyway, the green jerseys are in honor of the Weldon Bumblebees, who some are graduates, some went there and graduated from Gladewater, but a lot of fine people showed up tonight, and we honored them here at the stadium through Gladewater ISD. So now the Cardinals and the Bears are lined up at midfield, going through the ritual of the coin toss. And the temperature right now, I haven't checked that, but I know I was at a game watching my granddaughter cheer last night, and it got pretty cool. And I was in shorts and a short sleeve shirt and no jacket, but I survived it, Avon. But right now it says in Gladewater the temperature is 78 degrees, and probably by the end of the game, if the game ends around 9 or 10, we should be 68 or 69 degrees. So finally, cooler weather with
There's another fact, Sam, I wanted to bring up about Weldon Bumblebees is they actually had a Super Bowl winner graduate from there. His name was Winston Hill. He actually came a few years ago. They had the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl. He came back to Gladewater and got to present golden football.
yes.
Very special football. He presented that to Gladewater. It was quite amazing to and hear him talk.
That was, and he played for the Jets with Joe Namath. And if you've ever heard, and I got to meet him on one of his trips to Gladewater. And Joe Namath, if you've ever heard him talk about it, or if you Google that and read, Joe Namath had nothing but the highest praise for him, for Winston Hill. So, and Gladewater has had others in the pros. We've had NFL officials from Gladewater that were, I believe, attended Weldon. So a rich history for the Weldon Bumblebees for sure.
We'd also like to point out that the video that you are getting is not controlled by us. That is actually done by artificial intelligence, where it's actually a combination of 4 cameras, uses one image, so it will automatically zoom in and out based on movements. So if it's not what you want to see, come to the game and see it in person, and you'll get the best view you can possibly get. I'll tell you what.
Well, of course, tonight the Bears are going to kick off, and they're going to defend the south goal. So we're ready to go. And there, the ball is kicked. It's an onside kick, and the Bears have gained possession of their kickoff.
Was that exactly? I guess it was.
Yes. So the Bears lead the game off, and we've talked about this, Avon. So that one was a big way to start the game. Took a great Bear bounce. If we were playing golf, we'd call that a country club hop. But it took a great Bears bounce. So the Bears are on their the 45 of Sabine already across midfield with a 1st and 10 to take over. Bears have 2 wide receivers set to both sides, 1 back, quarterback under center. He throws a little hitch route, completed.
Oh, and he is gone.
And he may score.
No, look at that.
No flags, nobody bringing it back. So on the first play from scrimmage, the Bears complete the pass to Colin Lewis. A little hitch route with a blocker, a twin set out there. And he gets some blocks, turns on the afterburners, and runs right up the home sideline. Maybe the best start we've seen to a Gladewater game. This is
this season. That's fantastic.
This is our 3rd of 4 broadcasts this season. We only have 4 home games. So the extra point is up, and it's good. So with only 11 seconds gone off the clock, the Bears lead 7-0.
That was incredible.
Well, here's a thought already, Avon. Usually we don't have our thoughts this early. Are they going to onside kick again?
I mean, what did you say before? If they didn't stop it, do it again. I think they're going to play it again, Sam.
They might say, play it again, Sam. So the Bears are going to line up. And I told Avon, through the 3 years we've done this is our 3rd year. Occasionally, I'm a Baylor Bear, and I've occasionally called the Gladewater Bears the Baylor Bears, I told him with those green jerseys, if I do that, y'all just have to know it's because of the green tonight.
That's it.
But I'm going to try to just say the Bears, but I'm not going to be talking about Chicago, the Bears. So anyway, Bears off to a great start, looking for their second win of the season in this 7th ball game. So sure enough, another
Oh, look
onside
at that.
kick. Oh my
You've
gosh!
got to be kidding
Colin
me.
Lewis gets it again. Another
That bounce was a
great hop. Lewis, who is a great athlete, goes up into the air. Oh, we got a flag, Avon.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to guess somebody on the Bear squad was offside, and they're going to do it. But the offside penalty aside, that was a second in a row well executed onside kick. I see the Cardinals making some changes, and they're bringing. I see a lineman going out of 60
I do have
something.
a quick question, Sam. Even the ball's been moved back. Is it still the rule of 10?
Yes.
Ball just needs
10
to
yards.
pass 10 yards, then it's a live ball.
That anybody can recover.
Game.
So now they've got 81, 12, 15, what we would call their hands group over on this side. But he's lined up like he may kick it deep now. Oh, no, he's moving. All right, I think a deep kick this time, Avon. And it's a pooch kick down to about the
25. Oh, there, guys.
And he's out. He gets up to about the 45. Let's see where they mark it. And I couldn't get a number on who that was.
Sam. I have to apologize on that one.
They are marking the ball at right at the 40-yard line. So Sabine takes over from their own 40.
I'll be right back.
With the ball on the right hash mark. They come out in a similar formation as Gladewater, quarterback deep, motion with number 8. It's a throwing down. They're going deep. Must have been a miscommunication on that. Number 3 for the Cardinals, Caden Fortson, was going deep, broke it off to the middle on a post pattern, and it looked like the quarterback threw it more on a flag or an out route. So they line up trips to the bottom of the screen, and there's a flag. The ball is handed off. We'll see what it is. Looks like it's going to be against the Cardinals. 5-yard penalty, I'll guess just an offside. Right now, they've got trips down to the bottom of your screen. And it's an out route to the split end at the top. He gains about 3 or 4 yards. And that was number 14, I believe, Hudson McNatt catching the ball. So same formation, trips to the bottom. And he throws the hitch route to number 8. I believe they're going to call that they're going to call that a reception, so that's a loss of yardage. Ball, they lost 3 yards, so that brings up a 4th and 9. And looks like number 5 is deep, Riley Royce, to punt the ball. So the first possession for Sabine nets in a total net yardage of 1 yard. High snap, he catches it, gets the kick off. And the ball is down inside the 30, where I believe it was touched at about the 26-yard line. We'll see where the officials mark it. That ball is going to be spotted on the right about the 27-yard line. So the Bears taking over 1st and 10. They're headed to the north end zone, defending the south end zone. Come out in the same set, 1 lone back, quarterback under center, and 2 wide receivers on each side of the ball. And he throws the little hitch again to Lewis. He breaks one tackle. And I believe he's got enough for the first down going up the visitor sideline. Be the top of your screen as you see it. And that is going to be close to a first. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like it's a yard short. Going to be 2nd and 1. Bears now in their formation. And they've got a tight wing. And it's the Wildcat formation, and the quarterback keeps, and he makes the first down. Not down yet, but they've stopped him. And he's going to make it by about 1.5 yards. So that's going to move the chains. And it's going to put the Bears on the 39-yard line. So Bears again have a tight wing to the same side as 2 receivers. Same play. And that is another keeper by Wilson, Kyron Wilson. And he makes about 2 yards on that one. Now their formation changes. Number 28 checks in the ball game. Cooper Carson comes in as the lone setback. Go back to their base formation right now. Throws the ball to Lewis again. He doesn't have much room. Catches the ball, but he is going to be stopped. Probably they're going to give him to the original, or not the original, but the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd down, no gain. Pass was completed, but the Cardinals that time defended very well. He caught the ball and he had no room to go. So again, we've got number 17 at the top of your screen, Brayson Woods lined up. Lewis at the bottom. This time it's a handoff to the fullback. And he gains maybe 2 yards. It's going to be 4th and about 6. I believe that was Devontae Powers. The same formation. There is a timeout called. The ball was snapped, but the Bears had a timeout called. And so that will keep us at 4th down and 6 from their own 43-yard line. And we'll see what they'll do. Early in the game here, there's 8:19 left in the first quarter. Bears with a 4th down and long, and a lead of 7-0. They successfully have done 2 onside kicks, but the second one did have a penalty, so they kicked it deep. And then Sabine's had one drive of 3 and out, or one series of 3 and out. So if the Bears do punt this time, Sabine will get the ball for their second possession of the game. So Bears going for it on 4th down. Intended target was JT Maddox. Couldn't hang on to the ball. And so the ball will go over on downs. With Sabine taking over on the Gladewater 48-yard line with a 1st and 10. So kind of a gutsy call there, Avon.
It happens.
Avon, it's not he's just being quiet. He's been working on we have a red picture on our scoreboard. He's been trying to work on getting that going. This time,
out of my control.
Quarterback number 9, Colt Sparks, hands off to number 12, Cade Silvertooth, and he makes about 5 or 6 yards. Now he wants to throw. He has a wide open receiver.
For 14, Sam.
And that is number 14, Hudson McNatt. And he is, I believe he is in for the score. Is that right?
see the cheerleaders on the other side, and they're
Are they bringing
still
it back?
teaming.
No, they're bringing it back. I don't know what happened. I don't see a flag. There's a penalty against Sabine. So Hudson McNatt that time was wide open. There was about 8 yards between him and the nearest defender. But evidently there was a penalty, and I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't see it. I was watching to see if we could catch it being that wide open. So now it's 2nd and long. And now it's a handoff to number 12. He tries the middle, breaks it to the right, and gets up to the 50, maybe the 49, just across midfield is where they're going to spot it. And they're going with a quick huddle now. It's still 3rd and about 16. And the ball is fumbled.
Oh, wow.
And Sparks had a low snap, had a hard time getting the handle on it. The Cardinals do keep possession, but it brings up 4th and about 16, and they send in the punt team. So there's the snap. He gets off another punt.
Number 5.
Gladewater takes the snap, the punt, and he gets about 3 yards on the return. He takes it inside the 10 and makes it up to maybe the 13-yard line.
That was our number 11, Colin Lewis.
So Lewis taking an active role in everything around the ball tonight, and that's good. So this will be the 3rd series for the Bears to start. They've been running 2 wide receivers on each side, 1 lone back, and taking the ball, except for a few plays, under the center. They have run the Wildcat type formation where they snap it deep to the quarterback, who Wilson also doubles as a running back. So now they're in that formation, and he's looking to throw, and he throws it to the back out of the backfield, and that is
I believe it's number 2.
Devontae Powers, number 2, and he picks up, it looks like, about six more yards.
And you know, Sam, as the main announcer, whenever I was out looking at some stuff, one of the things that caught me off guard, he is actually saying Gladewater Bumblebees, and that's actually what's on the jerseys. I don't know if you all can see that from YouTube transmission.
So now it's 2nd and 1. And again, that was Devontae Powers on a pass out of the backfield.
Keeping it.
And
Up by some Cardinals.
And they, interesting play. It was kind of a counter tray out of the Wildcat where he steps one way and comes the other, and they're pulling a guard and a tackle. Sabine closed down, did a great job with their defensive line following those pulling linemen and caught him not from behind but from the side with pursuit. So when you do that, you do have to block that backside to keep him off of him to give the play time to develop. So they actually lost a yard on that. So now they're in a 2-back set, and they take the ball, and there's a penalty. And that was a handoff to Powers, and the play was blown dead. So usually when that happens, it's a false start.
You called
so that's going to bring up, stay 3rd down, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. 7 or 8. They're going to call it 7, so I'll go with that. So Gladewater deep in their own territory, trying to get a drive started and not having a whole lot of luck with it. So now they try that same play again, and Powers gains a few yards, nearly breaks a couple of tackles, but not enough for a first down. So it's still going to be 4th and 3, 4th and 4 maybe. I'm going to call it 4th and 4. I'm going to say, I mean, it looks like he might be,
Oh,
but they also they
oh,
they
that
could.
looks like a punt.
I was just going to say they could quick kick where they got nobody down here to return it, and that's what they did.
About the
So one time we thought we had Spring Hill in a bind, and they did a quick kick like that, and
ball timeout.
I don't know what Gladewater did last time on the fourth. They went for before they went for it, right before the clock ran out. I guess the play clock. They called a timeout, and then they came back, and I guess they saw they line up and tried to throw the pass across the middle. But that time they did have a quick kick, which the thing is, if they don't come up and play the run and have somebody deep or two, then you've kind of got them at a disadvantage if you throw the ball. But if they get somebody deep for the kick and you kick it, they can catch it. Or if they don't, then the ball just rolls and you get a really good kick. So I'm thinking they're going to kick it right now. They're in a punt formation. And he kicks it. It gets a oh my gosh!
Oh my! Wow!
Number 3 for
I don't know
Sabine.
if they can see that because I don't know if it zoomed out fast enough.
Caden Fortson touched the ball, I guess thinking maybe his team punted it, but that made it a live ball. But one of his teammates got it before it rolled out of bounds. So almost a turnover for the Gladewater Bears. So Sabine now will take over on the 42-yard line, their own 42. But that could have been a costly touch because once the receiving team touches that ball, it's live. It's just like that kickoff.
Yeah.
All right, so here comes Sabine. They've got 2 wide receivers to the top, trips to the bottom, no running backs, quarterback motion this way. And he hands it off on the
23.
sweep. And he
Gladewater all
He
over.
actually, he runs it all the way to the sideline, but
23.
yes, that was Javarian Piera. Or if I'm saying that wrong, I'll apologize in advance.
Please let us know somehow.
But he lost about 3 yards on that play.
Hand it off to him again. Up, nope.
Fake up the middle. They're throwing deep, and it's in the intended receiver's hands. Who is that Sabine receiver? Number 3 or 8?
8.
8. And that's Caleb McKinney, and he couldn't hold on to it, and he was out of bounds. And defending was Kyron Wilson for the Bears. So now they got twins on both sides. Gladewater blitzes, hurries up the throw, and almost intercepted. And are they calling that a catch? Yes, they are. So it goes through the Gladewater Bear that was defending.
That fast huddle now.
Sabine's got the fast huddle. It's a little hitch route, and it goes nowhere. It's a loss of a couple of yards at least, and that will slow them down a little bit. So
caught by number 5.
All right, number 5 for them caught it. That's Riley Royce, and he was defended by number 5's Frank Sierra and Kyron Wilson. So another run, this time number 23. And he's got a lot of room. He's making some cuts. Finally brought down inside the 20. That was Javarian. I know I'm saying that wrong.
That's close.
Piera.
They're already playing again, Sam. That fast
I know
huddle.
they are quick. They're losing yards now up the middle.
I think they tried the same play.
Yeah, so I would. I'd run it twice in a row.
After that much yardage gained.
So Sparks still taking the snaps deep. Lone setback is number 23. And he's looking to hand off again up the middle. And he might have made it back to the original line of scrimmage. I see number 36 for Gladewater, Tristan Collins, in on the tackle there. Quick huddle or quick snap. Here they go again. He wants to throw the hitch route out wide, and he might make a yard on that, maybe 2.
Maybe, but
So
Gladewater number 18 grabbed his foot and wouldn't let go. Who
Yeah.
was that 18?
18
Was
is
Caden?
Caden Elrod. And so
Okay.
now Sabine's already lined up trips to the left, one wide out to the right. And
He almost.
Sparks fumbles the snap a little bit, and by the time he gets a handle on it, he's brought down for about a 7-yard
Number
loss.
33 and 11 was all over him.
So making the sack was Israel Serta and Colin Lewis. So the ball goes over from the Cardinals to the Bears on downs, and the Bears will take over on about the 25-yard line, exactly on the 25.
It happened so fast I didn't realize they ran out of downs.
Yeah.
Oh, quick.
So Bears back on offense. They're in their mirror look with 2 wide receivers on each side, 1 setback.
Oh,
Lewis.
that time we had the problem.
Yeah, Lewis that time drops the ball, similar to what.
That was Wilson. One.
Oh, what did I say, Lewis? I
Yeah,
meant
you said
Wilson.
Lewis.
I'm sorry.
Aaron Wilson.
Yeah, Kyron drops the ball, just really about like a replay of what Sabine just did. So we end up losing 4 yards, and so now the Bears have Wilson under the center. And he hands off. They bump into each other. That was kind of an ugly play, to be honest with you. So they lost yardage again. We'll see if they mark forward progress. They do. So now we're at 3rd and 14 and a half. And that just looked kind of sloppy. So we'll see. They really run just about 3 formation trips. No, it's 3rd down. But that's Colin Lewis back. So this is the Wildcat formation with Lewis at quarterback, and he may just run the ball. He's got a little daylight there. He's got some room. And he breaks about 3 tackles.
Sam, he's gone.
He runs to that left corner on the northwest end. So Bears, out of the Wildcat with Lewis at the quarterback position, runs the same play they tried, the little counter where they pull. This time they did cut off the backside pursuit. There was a
How
hole.
far back was he on, like the 15?
They took over on the 25.
No, but we.
Yeah. We were on the 15 because we had lost 5 yards.
Wow.
So with 1 minute left in the first quarter, Bears go up 13-0. It's a high snap, and he's going to try to run it, and that may be a horse collar there, but I don't see a flag.
Yeah. That. People on YouTube can go back and read
that was a high snap. I think he just got up to run, and then Sabine's defensive end or corner made a good play and shut it off. So with a minute left in the first quarter, Bears 13, Cardinals 0. And so that Wildcat
wow.
And Avon, just for terminology's sake, and
because I'm the dumb football guy.
So the fans know.
Right.
If Wilson is at quarterback, we don't call it a Wildcat because he's the normal quarterback. But when Wilson gets there, even though he's played quarterback, he's there as a running back to do what he just did. So that's the wild.
They don't call it wild card.
No, Wildcat.
Cat.
You could call it a wild card, but it's a Wildcat is a little more aggressive than a wild card.
Gotcha.
So now the question will be, do we like that onside kick again?
I like it.
you do like that
the
kick.
way that he gets that thing to bounce right towards the end.
It has taken
impressive.
the 2 times he's done it, even though one was called back for a penalty. The hop has
got an extra guy down there.
but he could easily do it the other way too, and they don't have an extra guy over there.
That is our Gladewater number 25, Ozzy. Correct his last name, Rivera. Right?
Yes.
Close enough.
Yes. Javaria.
Yes.
And he kicks it
Oh
deep.
boy, that thing is way
and
up.
it's a fair catch down
That
at
was on
the
about 16 or
18, 17 yard line. Yeah. They're going
Wow,
to,
that was
he's going to mark
great
it.
kick. He's going to automatically put on the 20, isn't it?
Well, no, it's behind the 20. They're going to mark it at, I think, the 19. No, 18 or 19. Either the chain or the down marker's wrong, so they got to get on the same spot. Are they? Is there a penalty? There's a penalty flag. I couldn't see it. Some of the Gladewater players were blocking where the flag was, so they've moved it to the just inside their own 30. The Beans got the ball 1st and 10.
Hands it off right up the middle, 23.
23 nearly gets
quickly by number. I think that's 36.
36. Yeah, that is
Tristan Collins.
Yes, Tristan Collins. So Sabine again in the hurry up offense, and it's a run, and he cuts it back, cuts against the grain. This guy number 23. Javarian Pierre, he is a hard runner. I mean, he's mixing it up in there.
It doesn't go wide open.
Yeah. He's not tiptoeing, I promise you. So now they've got trips to the top of your screen and one receiver to the backside.
One more time's what they're going for.
And this time the Bears got his number, and it's a loss of yardage.
Number 87.
And 56, 87.
And number 2
is Keandre Powers. And who did I say? 57 and number 2? 2 is.
Yes, and number 2 was also there.
Yeah, Devontae Powers. So Sparks rolling to his right. He's got some room. He's got the first down, and then he's hit.
And that was our number 6 that helped wrap him up.
And that's Kwame Gordon. So first down for the Cards. And that was just a run by Sparks. He stayed in bounds, so the clock is down to 0. So that's the end of the first quarter.
Oh.
So as we swap ends of the field,
wow,
the ball is going to be on the 38-yard line.
A high-action game.
It is.
Because
I mean,
of that quick snap.
It's fast-paced, and the Cardinals, they make it happen quick. They run hard. They've got some speed.
Definitely.
I remember when I was coaching, the name Fortson, they had some kids that I'm sure are related that were really fast at Sabine back then. And so they've got a good group of players there. There are, I know a couple of Gladewater Bears who live in the Sabine district, and they have kids playing on this team. And I know their moms and dads were pretty good athletes. And then I just know they have a good program over there at Sabine, and they're having a pretty decent night so far. I can tell you for sure. So first down on the Bears' 38-yard line. Sabine has one wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, 3 at the top of your screen. The quarterback is back deep, and there's one running back beside him.
But it's not number 23.
It's number 12.
This time.
And that is Cade Silvertooth.
And he hands it to him.
He hands it to Silvertooth. They're going to give him about 3 yards. And so it's going to be a 2nd and 7 on the 35-yard line. So there they are, lined up again. Same exact offensive formation. Snap, he's throwing. And he throws to 23 Javarian out of the backfield. And he kind of throws it high and behind him, so that's incomplete. So now it'll slow the pace a little bit while they reset the ball. Same formation again. Snap is there. And it's a handoff up the middle.
Trying to get his number sent.
And number 2,
it's
Powers.
23.
Powers meets him at the line.
87 as well. They were.
87 is the other Powers, Keandre. So now the formation for Sabine will flip-flop. They got trips the bottom of
Wow.
your screen and single receiver up top. There's the snap. He's looking to throw.
He is looking down there
And he throws a short out.
at number 5. Number 5.
Yes, and so
Cardinals.
that is Riley Royce, who's caught a couple tonight. So that's enough to move the chains. They're right at the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. Flip the formation again. Ball snap is low.
Hands it off to
And 23
23.
really turns nothing into about a 2-yard gain, maybe a 1-yard gain. They had his number, and he kind of fell forward for about 2 yards. So they're really just switching the two from 2 wide receivers to 3, and now they're looking back to the weak side. I was just fixing
That
to
was
say,
to number 3
and that
of the
is
Cardinals.
Caden Fortson. And so he was the one I think that was so wide open a while ago that they called back.
Yes.
So that brings them down inside the 5-yard line. I think they're going to spot it on the 3. But what they do, Avon, they get 3 receivers and they switch them back and forth and they go strong. Then they go back to that weak side. Now they got three backs, and it's a running formation.
Number 5.
So Riley Royce that time lines up at tailback. They were in the I formation with a split end to the bottom of your screen, and they just ran the old power play to run it in out of an I formation.
think they're going to do the. Oh, no, it looks like they're lining up to kick it.
So they line up for their extra point. There's the snap. We got an offside, I think, on the Bears. We had one jump. I don't think he got back when it was snapped.
Like number 18 is their kicker.
Their kicker, so that is Giovanni James. So that is going to, I didn't see if it was good or not.
Yes, it was. It shows 7 on the scoreboard.
Okay, so 7 points to 13 points for the Bears, 7 for the Cardinals. And I'm thinking they're going to probably enforce this penalty, offside penalty. I don't know if they declined it or if it'll be enforced on the kickoff. We'll see. So they must have declined it. We're still kicking from the 40. Unless they move them. So I think if they would have taken it, they would have had to kick again. So good call for everybody. But there was no contact. I think the Gladewater Bear jumped and then couldn't get back before it was snapped. So he was just in the neutral zone. So Sabine kicks a pooch kick, and it goes out of bounds. Number 3 for the Bears, JT Maddox, could have fielded it, but he let it go out. And I think they're discussing whether that's a flag or not since it didn't stay in bounds. And if it is, that there's a choice. They might could take it further up or make them kick again. We'll see what they call here, what they do. Right now, they have yet to set the ball. They had a little discussion. I'm sure there were secrets in there.
That's right.
They are going to get the ball on the 26-yard line. The Bears take over 1st and 10 from their own 26. Ball is on the left hash mark. There's 10:16 left in the second quarter. Bears this time are in a more tight formation. They only have 1 wide receiver and 2 backs. They run a power play, and he's got a little room, Avon.
Number 2.
And
Making some room.
he makes about
Definitely
11
made 'em
yards.
Move the chains.
Yes, so that was
Powers.
Devontae Powers, and they ran a little lead play with 2 backs. So that was a different look. So they're going to try to maybe just a little smash mouth football up front and see what they can do. So Lewis is already lined up wide. Kyron Wilson's got to play. He's going back to the huddle. So they could still have Lewis wide and still have two backs. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They've got two tight ends, quarterback under. They're an offset formation. And they run that little lead play again. This time he makes it back to the line. They'll probably give him forward progress to the line of scrimmage, but maybe gains a yard. And that was Devontae Powers again. And they are giving him credit for getting to the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be 2nd and 9. It looks like 2nd and 10, but it's 2nd and 9.
What it looks like to me.
Yeah. So now they're back in their mirror set. And he still takes the ball under center. He throws it. And he's got a little room. And that is Tyrone Maddox. Tyrone Maddox on a little hitch route. The other receiver's his blocker. And he picks up, I'm going to call it about 6 yards, maybe just 5. It's like about, see where they mark it. Oh, there must be a penalty. He's stepping off some yardage. So it's going to be a first down for the Bears on the 42-yard line of Sabine. So I didn't see the flag. Did you?
I did not.
So Bears have first down, deep snap. And Lewis in the Wildcat formation just runs the ball off to the left side and picks up, I'm going to say at least 5. So Lewis comes out and Maddox, JT Maddox comes out. Let's see who checks in the game. Devontae Powers coming back in. Lewis is in the game. He's going to be the wideout this time. So the Bears are going to have 2 in the backfield again.
Off to number 2 again, Powers.
And he's actually, I'll tell you what, number 87, Keandre Powers, he is really getting after his block. He's a tight end for the Bears, and he's got his man about 8 yards down the field. I'm guessing they're brothers.
Yeah, Michelle was here. Michelle, we miss you. If you were here, I'm sure you would know. Keeps up with
Now, Michelle, if you're listening and you know, you could text Avon and tell him that.
That's true.
So Bears again with 2 backs, and they give it to Powers again from the tailback. He breaks a good tackle. Oh my gosh! And he's got a first down. He's running hard, and he's kind of running like a bull. I don't say that negatively. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
But
they actually stopped for a second.
Yeah.
He just took back
and
off
he
that.
just took a little sidestep and was leaning forward, and he just kind of bulled his way through there and got the first down. So we used to have a guy, Orlando Green, and his nickname was Bully. And it wasn't because he was bully, it was because he was like a bull. And he ran hard as well. So anyway, Power's still in at tailback. Lewis wide, the only wide receiver. And he's looking for Lewis.
Throw.
And he throws it, and I was going to say, that looks like a flag. So at the goal line, there's an obvious pass interference for the Cardinals, but one receiver route, and they had him double covered, which they should have, and the ball was well thrown, but they were on him too. So we'll see.
So to clarify that with, like you said before, with some of the listeners, they can't touch his arms, or how does that become pass interference?
Well, it's a judgment call, but there are certain things they look for. They can't hold your arms down. They can't
can't
wrap
touch your
you
arms.
up. They can't knock you out of position before you've touched the ball. But there's always contact going on. So that brings a first down to the Bears. Now they're back with wide receivers. And Lewis is still in the Wildcat, and he's running, and he is inside the 10. And I'm going to say gained about 4, maybe 5. They're going to spot it right on the 10. So that's about almost a 5-yard gain. So they're kind of liking that Wildcat formation with
They sure
Lewis
are,
lined
Xander.
up at the quarterback. And I think he's just picking a hole.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you're far back enough, you can
yeah,
totally
and
see
so
one.
let's see what they got. They may have Wilson back in at quarterback, and Wilson stays in the game. I think he and Lewis just swap positions a lot of times. So now he's back under center. Lewis is out wide, the bottom of your screen. Powers at the tailback, and he's got the ball up in the middle.
They are
Man,
pushing him forward. Wow.
he's driving the pile. You talk about that offensive line get a surge. There's a surge. It looks like a tidal wave coming.
That looks like a first down, was it not? Or
It's
close?
going to be about a yard short. It's on the
Hmm.
5, and they got to get to the 4.
Okay.
So that's going to be a third and one. Now, I mean, I don't even want to try
Somebody
to
took
say I
timeout.
can think like Coach Levere or what he would try to do, but I would not be surprised. You try right now. They're trying to tell him what to watch out for, and John Madden used to say, "Watch the run, watch the deep pass, watch the screen. Watch the draw." Well, that's about all the
everything.
plays, and they'd run one of them, and he said, "I told you to watch that."
That's right. That's
So, but I really think Powers could carry the ball again, or Lewis, or they could throw to Lewis. So there's a 2 out of 3 chance that Lewis may get to touch the ball on this one. But they've got a lot of plays they could run that could get a
definitely do.
yard, and they really got 2 tries to get it if they want to gamble and not kick a field goal if they get stopped here. But it looks like Lewis is wide. Powers and who is the other back? Number 5 or number 9?
What, behind the quarterback?
Yes.
That's number 9.
All right. So that is Joby Chico, and
And all
he's
the way
been
back is
blocking
number
for
2.
Powers. So let's just see. Lined up the same. Let's see what they run.
They handed
Powers
it to Powers.
gets it,
He slips through
and
there,
he's
Sam.
close. I don't know if he's got a score yet.
Oh, it might be a fumble. They're all on top of this.
They're going to mark him at the 1. So it is going to be a first down.
Couldn't get it from Powers. That is so close to the line.
It is. It's
YouTube, you can maybe go back and zoom in on that. That was really close.
so they've got a first and goal at the half-yard line. So the
Got 4
Bears,
solid tries.
I'm going to say they're going to run the ball here and score. And so now they've got the same set.
You think the quarterback just jumps in there? Nope, they handed it to number 2 again, and he just
And
goes
he
around the
goes
side.
in. He worked hard on that drive, so he gets the touchdown. So Devontae Powers goes in standing up, and that is the best drive they've put together.
That was really
That was
solid.
a really good drive. So that puts the Gladewater Bears that are in green tonight.
Well, we were at 13, so, and as it says on the jerseys, the Bumblebees, we're doing an honor to a part of a school that was in Gladewater, Weldon Bumblebees. And here's a question. Do you go for a 2-pointer
They're
here?
going to right here, yes. So same formation.
In the same play.
And he doesn't make it. So 19-7, 5:08 left
Weird
till
number.
halftime. But yeah, that's a good time to go for 2.
Catch you back up for the lost.
Yes. But
One is down.
oh yeah, who is that down?
On 80.
It's a 80 something.
like.
But we have
Who is 80? And we have number 1. Kyron Wilson's hanging out. Who is? Can't be 80. I have an 80.
we have some. We got a 87 and an 88. So we don't know yet who it is. I'm looking on the sideline to see which one is on the sideline. It's 80. It's 88 because I think I see 87 on the sideline, sitting on the bench over here, getting a little break. He's up now.
Yes, sir. It's 88.
All right, so 88 is Sanders, T. Sanders, and he's up and walking, so that's a good sign. So anyway, so 19-7, 5:08 left in the second quarter. Bears going to kick off this time, going toward the south end. Ball is set in the middle of the field, which they have been.
We haven't even been in an hour.
Oh wow!
Her first half is almost toast.
All right, so let's see what we got going here. How he's going to kick it.
Waiting for the coach to tell him what to do.
He kicks
He
it
lays
deep,
it out there.
and it's caught inside the 20. I don't have a number. He's got a little room. Oh, and he breaks loose.
That was it's number 5, Sam. Our number 7 is getting him and would not let go.
So
That was Latrell Henderson.
Latrell saves a score right there, and but they had him down, and somehow
Slipped out of there.
you
like
said
butter.
that. Who was that? Number 5, Riley
Yes,
Royce.
sir. 5.
Well, he did a great job of being wrapped up and not stopping. And so sometimes it's poor tackling, sometimes it's a really good run, and sometimes it's a combination of both. But he did a great job. You know, we always say we're Bear fans, but we give credit where credit's due, and he made a great run. So now Sabine has trips to the bottom of your screen, twins to the top, no running back, so it's a throw, I would assume. And quarterback keeps it.
Making some yards, Sam.
And he may score. He is going to
He's
score.
running for his life.
So Sparks,
Good for him.
Colt
Good
Sparks on the score. And I don't see any flags. So that's going to
Counting
bring
it
them to
good.
13. So that play, they had trips to the bottom, twins to the top, no running backs. The near back of the trips went motion, which they've pitched it to him before, and they faked that, and the quarterback just ran through an open hole. That's a low snap, and
Gladewater's coming after him.
And Gladewater gets him down. So I see 3, I see 5, 7, about 5 Bears there.
They could have
Maddox
stole that ball and run it back. Does that count as a touchdown?
No, that it was an extra point, so it would count as an extra point.
If we were to get it,
Yes.
we would get 3 points.
No, extra points 1.
Oh, okay, so
if
we strip the ball,
so like if they block one and pick it up and run it in,
1 point.
1 point.
Interesting.
So and the clock is not running in an extra point.
Wow.
So so that was I think a low snap anyway, not a good snap. Kind of like Gladewater had.
Right.
And he picked it up, but he ran the opposite way. And what we would do when that happened, you saw that the end that was blocking over here suddenly run a route. Well, we would call red, and that meant the ends run a route because we're rolling one way and we're going to try to throw it. And if we don't throw it, block somebody. So that was our red call, and that was meant there's been trouble. Somebody get open.
Not a blue light special.
No, not a blue light special. So they pooch kick it deep again. Number 3 catches it. He has no room, but he really, they're going to spot him about where he caught the ball at the 30. What are they saying?
I don't know, but the opposing team next door.
We're not.
That happens.
We're not sure about what, but anyway. So now
Just hope your microphone's not picking all that up.
I don't think it is. The Bears are going to take over 1st and 10 on the 30 from the left hash. They're going to be in there, 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 running back in the middle, and the quarterback under center. And so they give that, and that's the play that he could make some yardage on.
Oh, the whistle.
I don't know. That was Powers carrying the
timeout.
ball.
Good timeout, I see.
I see, Avon. I like that. I like that set with the quarterback under center. You've got 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 running back. And if you're under center, the back gets a good start and you can hit that quick dive, but they've got their people spread out because you got wide receivers spread out. And so I think it's a better play at times than the lead play where we had Joby Chico blocking for Powers, because they're spread out more. They're not as packed in there on that power.
That must have been a Cardinals timeout because it looks like they are out.
Okay. Well, maybe they took a timeout, and so it's still 1st and 10. So that play was null and void. And now we are
Changing
in
the
a
play.
different formation.
The Wildcat, what you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, they're coming for him.
Yeah, they've got it right there. And he loses yardage. So Lewis, in one of his rare runs for a loss, and he was pretty far back before they tackled him, but they give him forward progress, so it's only a loss of 3 yards. It was going to be 2nd and 13. But, Sabine kind of knows what's happening when he gets back there, too.
Yes, they do.
Oh, there we go.
Number
there
2,
we go.
Powers.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. So right there, he made 7 or 8 yards.
That was a good play.
I take it back. He made 6.
And if
7.
you could make up 6 yards
7.
every time.
Yeah. So now it's 3rd and 6. Bears have 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 2 at the top, quarterback under center, and 1 running back. And they hand it off, let him
Powers
pick his pass.
Again.
And he makes, it's going to be a 4th and 2.
4th and 1, Sam. Up 2,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
He just scooted.
So 4th and 2, and the Bears are not bringing in the punt team. They're thinking about it.
3 minutes left.
3:05 and running.
And you're getting you're getting the ball. We get the ball back.
Yeah, we do.
So maybe they're thinking, why not just go for it?
Well, I think right now they're just letting the clock run, the play clock. It's at 7 seconds. So they're letting it run down. They'll call a timeout. They're burning some clock right now. So there's our timeout at 2:42. I would anticipate,
kick.
excuse me, one of 2 things, that they maybe line up where they can do the quick kick, the punt from not very deep, and see what Sabine does. And if they don't have anybody deep, they may kick them, try to hold them deep, get a turnover. If they do have somebody deep, they may just try to run it. So, be interesting to watch. With Coach Levere, it is always interesting, and he's aggressive in his play calling, which, depending on how it comes out, you're either the GOAT as being the greatest or the GOAT as being a GOAT. I know. So you got to take that chance. But he does a great job of calling the plays and keeping everybody. So they're in the Twins top and bottom, the mirror set. Quarterback under. Oh. Okay. Gladewater gets a jump. So that kind of changes everything. Now you're going to have to make 7 yards. So they may punt from here. And I'm not sure who, the right tackle or the tight end.
Yeah.
I think it was the right tackle. But it doesn't really matter who. It's still 5 yards no matter who it is. So that brings up a 4th and 7.
We'll probably let it go.
And now they're lined up. Lewis back deep. And Lewis can throw the ball too. But he punts. There you go. He punts it to the right side. And it takes a Gladewater roll down to the 30-yard line. So with 2:35, Cardinals taking over on their own 30-yard line with 2:35 left, 19-13. So to gain the lead before halftime, they're going to have a touchdown and an extra point or a 2-point conversion. Just a touchdown ties them, and a field goal, they're still 3 down. So they come out with their trips to the bottom of your screen. Wide receiver at the top, one setback, quarterback deep. And there's the snap, and he's looking to throw. He's got pressure.
He's got pressure.
He gets outside, and that ball skips on the ground.
That was number 33 of Gladewater.
And his target was number 14, Hudson McNutt. And 33 for Gladewater was Israel Serta.
In that fast snap.
Oh, they catch the Bears offside, free play. And it's incomplete. And number 3 defending for Gladewater, JT Maddox. So that was offsides against the Bears. We jumped. And let's see, they're going to take the penalty because they had an incomplete, so they're going to get at least a 5-yard gain out of that. So it'll be 2nd and 5. One thing the Bears have to do right here,
just handed it off.
they got to do that right there, which is stop the run up the middle, and that's a loss of 5 yards at least. Where he landed, they may mark it closer up. They're going to give them the forward progress. But the other thing, when they throw, they can't let the quarterback get outside. Oh, good job there by number 2. Devontae Powers
82.
breaking up that pass. He got his hands on it, and
wow, 4th and 6.
So
Ball back.
Yeah, with just under 2 minutes.
Plenty of time.
So the Cardinals,
This is a fake.
we're assuming they're going to punt, but it is a good time for a fake. They're going to punt it. Good snap. He gets it off. And it goes out of bounds about the Gladewater 40. We'll see where they mark it. And he marks it right at the 40.
Call, Sam.
I can see pretty good from up here.
Yes, you can.
The first time I went on the field to be the defensive coordinator, Coach Bird, his father-in-law had passed away. He'd gone to the funeral, was in, I think, Los Angeles or Las Vegas. I can't remember.
Oh, wow.
But first game he'd ever missed. Anyway, we played Tatum the 10th ball game of the year, and we got a shutout. And Coach Murphy said, well, when Vic comes back, is he going to like it up in the press box? I said, Coach, you better put me back up there. I can see a lot better up there. So we went on and played 3 or 4 deep in the playoffs that year too. Well, Gladewater has
Wildcat
Lewis in the
again.
Wildcat. He's got a little room.
He's
He's
moving
still
around.
up. Oh, and he spins
How
loose.
how is that not that horseshoe hook or whatever?
Well, because he didn't have a hold of the shoulder pads that time. But they are going to give him his forward progress with a 5-yard gain. But the play is now for 2nd and 5. 88's coming out. And we've got Wilson back at quarterback. Lewis is the wide receiver down at the bottom of your screen. And they have 3 receivers on the top of your screen. And good play by Sabine, number 21. That is
Slap that
Luke
thing out of the air.
Kirkendall.
I thought he'd wanted to catch
And
it.
he slaps that ball down. He does. So anyway, but that year that we played Tatum, that was the 10th ball game. If we won, we would be, I think, 9-1 and go, and Tatum would be 8-2 and stayed home. And if Tatum won, they would be 9-1 and go to the playoffs, and we'd be 8-2 and stay home. But we won and we went to the playoffs. Oh, we moved. Yep.
Everybody moved. Who moved?
Well, the defense jumped, but they weren't offside. But when they jumped, we moved, and so it's going to be on Gladewater, and it's going to make a 3rd and 10. That would be what we call sit tight or hold your water when they jump. So we didn't sit tight. So that's a 3rd and 10. 1:01 left in the second quarter. So now we're in just a feedback running series. And Powers gains at least 5 of it back.
It gained 5.
Yeah.
And if they could have did that beforehand, it happens. 3rd and 5.
So now we're back
4th and 5.
with a different down, but 5 to go. So with 40-38, it's counting down.
They're gonna burn the
They're
clock out.
they're gonna have to run one play, and they could down it or.
Think they're gonna just kick it?
Well, they're gonna have to run it because the play clock is gonna go out before the quarter ends. So they don't want a penalty, but they're just gonna burn the clock, and then take a knee, or I'm guessing that's what they're gonna do.
But they just stopped it.
Yeah.
13.7.
So they'll call timeout. I'm assuming they'll take a knee. They may punt it just to get them on down there. It just depends what he wants to do. But it does feel a little better going in with a 19-13 lead, as opposed to being down a lot. But this is the second district game. Tatum won last week in a close game, 28-22.
Like this is very close.
Yeah, so Gladewater is in kind of a punt formation. See what they do here. Lewis kicks it, and it gets a good roll, and nobody's down there. Oh, that's perfect. It rolls out inside the 5-yard line right at the 4.
Seconds.
And so they've got 96 yards to go in 6.1 seconds.
Bet they tried.
They're going to try. I'd be disappointed in them if they did.
Absolutely.
So that's a good play, kicking it and getting it to roll out instead of going in the end zone, where then they'd be on the 20. So he angled, and his aim was good, and it got a good Gladewater roll and rolled out just
Way down there.
They may mark it at the 5, but it looked like it was just inside the 5. It may be the 4-yard line. So Sabine's ball on the 4.5, and they're probably going to just kill it.
Nope, they're going.
He's running up the middle. And that's going to end the half. So here we are at halftime. Bears 19, Cardinals 13. And we get to watch the entertainment aspect of a different level for a while. And Avon and I are going to rest our voices for a little bit.
Well, you're
and
again, I'm the comedic sidekick. Don't get to do much. My voice is try some.
And then they'll go in, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they each make, and come out for another second half. This has been a really good first half.
Great
regardless of who you're pulling for. It's been good to watch, and there's been good plays on both sides. So we will see y'all back here in about 27 minutes.
Now let's see. We'll look at how many people. We've got 81 people live current with us.
But we've had 212 views so far.
Correct.
So that's a little better than 2 or 3 weeks ago, because we were on at one point 130. Well, maybe we had 120 or 30.
Yeah, the number always
viewers,
go with this.
yeah.
Current.
But I can't remember how many views we had. But I don't either. But anyway, we thank y'all for being with us, and we will see you in a few minutes.
The Sabine High School Cardinals. Band members of the week are Shane Rocket, Catherine Mendez, Clayton McBride, and Trent Francisco. This coming Tuesday, the Cardinal band will be traveling to Mount Pleasant to compete in the Region 4 UIL Marching Contest. Tonight, they will present their 40 UIL drill complete with script in preparation for their upcoming contest. The next band to perform
in conference 3A is the Sabine High School Band. Their program includes Heritage Fanfare by Hawthorne, Flying Cadets by King, Carol Reeves by King, and Strategic Air Command by Williams. Drum making, Earl Adams, and Lee Everett. You may begin your performance for a UIL Region 4 marching band concert. Majoret, and Struthers. We'd like to wish good luck to our friends in the Gladewater ISD as they prepare for the marching contest on Tuesday as well. Good luck, Gladewater Bears. Our games are under the direction of Mr. Lance Hawthorne, Mr. Jay Strange, and Mr. Brandon Becker. Sponsor for the Struthers is Miss Keisha Bond, and sponsor for the Cardinals is Miss Claire Maxwell. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sabine Struthers, Majoret, and the Sabine High School, on the band.
and 10 for the Bumblebees. Line of scrimmage started at the 28-yard line. First and 10.
All right, welcome back. We're 6 seconds late getting back on, but y'all can watch it. So the Cardinals have kicked off to the Bears, and the score did not change at halftime. It's still 19-13.
That is right, Sam.
So we got a new half though, and Bears take over, and they're in a pro set, and they hand off on a counter play. He's got a little room. And he's going to have about an 8-yard gain. They've got him stood up, didn't bring him down, but got his forward progress stopped.
That was Powers, number 2.
So they were in an I formation, had a wide receiver on both sides and 2 back sets. So they may be doing just a little of that kind of power running this time. So now we still got an I formation, wide receiver top and bottom. Quarterback is still under the center. Let's see what they got here. This time they give it to the fullback instead of the tailback. And he makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 28, Sam.
That is Carson Cooper. And he's coming out, and I believe Joby Chico is going in, who's been in before blocking for Devontae. And so the Cardinals showing us a 3-man line, but they're bringing people. And now they got about a 6-man line. There's a flag. So I'm going to guess when Sabine rushed up to the ball, I think probably somebody on Gladewater's line twitched, and it's going to cost them 5. We talked about
third time.
Yeah, we talked about sit tight and hold your water, and they haven't been. So they've had about three offside penalties, I think.
I believe so, Sam. That's
So now that game we
Austin.
got is kind of cut in half. It's 3rd and about 6. And this time they give it to the second back through, and he's going to make maybe a couple. But the Cardinals, they've got it sealed up pretty tight in there, making it tough to gain yards in there. So that's going to bring up 4th and 4. They haven't changed.
I updated that score.
I know it's not 4th and 6. It's 4th and 4 if y'all are looking at the scoreboard. So we'll see what the Bears do. They're on their own 34-yard line. And I believe Lewis is back again.
Going for it.
Oh, no, he's not. We're going for it. And it's a bootleg, and it's a throw. Caught, and it's enough for the first down if they give him his forward progress. So good play. We haven't seen the bootleg out of the eye. That's the first this game. We've seen it a lot, but that's the first time tonight we've seen that bootleg, and he did a good job. You see, I hid that ball on his hip after they've given it to that first or second back. So now we've got Tyrone Maddox checking in, and Carson Cooper checks in. Lewis is wide at the bottom of your screen. It may be a throwing down. I don't know. Nope, he gives it. Second back through, and he's going to pick up
2 yards.
2 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 8. So I see we still got the scoreboard in red. So if you did any kind of reset, it didn't work. You rebooted it. That artificial intelligence.
We'll have to wait till daytime to start working on that problem.
Yeah, that might take you longer than a quarter. So now they're still in an I formation, 2 wide receivers. It's a throwing down. He's looking, and it is completed to Lewis across the middle.
Move the chain, Sam.
First down, and we are across the 50 to, it looks like the 43. I'm going to tell you, he was well covered, but that ball was well thrown, and it's either going to be complete or nobody's going to catch it the way it was thrown, because the defensive back was behind him, and I don't think, unless it was just thrown so high and he could out jump him. So again, same formation. Oh, I don't know if it was a quarterback run or if he bobbled that snap and just decided to get what he can get.
That's like the third time we've seen a bobbled up.
We've seen once for the Cardinals and twice for us.
That's for Gladewater now.
So, but he turned it into at least a 2-yard gain. So we don't need that every play, though, for sure. Even though the crowd went, ooh.
And
okay,
you hear the coaches beside us.
So now we've got Maddox at the bottom and Lewis at the top of your screen.
Hands it off again to Powers.
And Powers is at the tailback position. And they're running that counter, fullback one way, tailback the other way. And he's making some yards, but I don't know if we have a steady diet of that, I don't know if it's going to be enough because it's 3rd and 5. So, you need to make a little more each time. 3rd and 2 is really the call. They really don't know what you're going to call on 3rd and 2. It's kind of a run, kind of a pass, All right, so now we're still same formation. Tailback's deep this time.
He launches it.
Oh, it's caught. It is caught. And now they're going kind of away from Lewis this time. And that ball is down to the 10-yard line.
They didn't have all
and
the
that was Tyrone Maddox. In some earlier games, we called his name a lot, catching the ball.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see him getting his hands on it too. And that kind of spreads that defense now where they can't double up on Lewis because they know Maddox can catch the ball too, which they knew that before because they had
stats.
video and all that kind of stuff. So
they put him back down there again.
Yeah,
Sam.
same formation. They're not changing their formation at all. Bobble snap.
You better hold on to it.
All right, we're going to lose a yard there. So Wilson, I'm glad he didn't leave it laying on the ground, but it looked like it just fell down. He scooped it up and they hit him. He really he couldn't. We're lucky we only lost a yard.
Yeah.
So we're down to 6:03. So this quarter's going by quick, but they're not throwing much, and the throws they do make they're not killing the clock.
Give it back to number 2, Powers.
I'm going to tell you what looks good to me right now, and he may be setting it up, but that same play, but run that bootleg again.
Oh yeah.
And you can boot either way. You can run the play either way and boot to the weak side, away from flow. But you've got Lewis up top, and you still got Maddox down here. So I think, and then if they're all backed off, run it in. Because that really, when you run that bootleg, it's kind of a run throw option sometimes. All right, it's Wildcat. Nope.
Ran into a lot of cards on that one.
Yeah. And they did a good job on their defense there. I think for Colin to have some room on that play, he's going to have some field to run on and go a little wider.
Are we going to get our field goal?
Well, it looks like it. So this is a good call because now that gives us, field goal gives us 22.
Nice.
And it would force them to go for 2 if they scored the ties. And it's good. So, Bears get a field goal out of that drive. That brings the score Bears 22, Cardinals 13, 4:25 left. So that makes up, of course, we got a little help because they had a bad snap like we did, and neither one of us were able to utilize a point there. So it still was kind of an even playing field, but not if you go for 2, you can still take the lead. So now, even if they scored and went for 2, on that particular touchdown, they could only tie us. So, or actually be one down. we'd be up by one. They can't tie us on just a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Weird scoring.
It is. So we got a visitor in our booth, and it's a guy that
he's wearing a blue shirt.
It's a guy that Avon and I both know very well. His name's Randy Cox, and so we're going to ask you, Randy, are they going to do the onside kick again? They did the first two. What do you think? Are they going to kick it deep?
I think it's pretty.
Okay. Well, see, we would have been wrong, so you just get to share that with us now.
That's what that.
So they kick it deep, and I really didn't mean to put Randy on the spot, but his guess is as good as ours because we didn't know either. So but anyway, it's it's good to have Randy up here. He and I go back a long ways, and so do he and Avon, and we're all pretty good friends. So it's good to have a visitor up here from time to time with us to share in our fun, Randy.
We got one of the best seats in the house, right?
Yeah. So Sabine hands that off up the middle, and he's met by a whole host of bears, and they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage, but and that's a good call.
They're number 23 again.
But he's made some good runs. So same formation, hurry up offense, and it's a free play.
Happened.
So 88 for us. T. Sanders jumped and made contact, and they just blew the play dead. So that's going to be a 5-yard gain for the Cardinals and still be second down.
Like the 4th time.
Well,
stats man here, he would be able to tell us like that.
Yeah. So they're up the middle again, and it stopped, and that's going to be for a loss of 2 or 3 yards. It looks like about 2 yards.
They paint the carpet down there, Sam.
They what?
They painted the carpet down there with some yellow.
Uh-oh.
Ref isn't happy.
Personal foul. Yeah. So did he get hit late, or because when he was going down, I had this bar. I kind of
they threw him down after the whistle.
Okay. Well, and see, those are the kind of things. See, you've got momentum. You've got you had a penalty, but then you give them a loss, and then you get another loss, and then instead of that,
a low snap.
You got a penalty.
Here we go.
Okay.
He got tripped up. Who got
him? Another flag. Now the way that one came in, that may be a hold.
It was 87 that tripped him up.
That may be a hold on the Cardinals.
Powers.
So low snap. Sparks does a good job of coming up with the ball. So that is a hold against the Cardinals. So
question.
So yes.
If that snap, if that ball touched ground as he caught it on the ground, what is that? What happens?
On the snap,
Still just
you
a
just
live
play.
ball?
Yeah, it's a live ball. So the deep snap is not a pass. So it could hop and that. But now when it does that, it kind of sometimes it leads to a big play. Okay, that I think they were trying to set a screen up. Did you see how the quarterback dropped back? Then he went back several more steps.
Well, there was a Gladewater person real close to him.
Yeah, and there was a guy coming back. I couldn't catch his number. So this is going to be 2nd and 20. And it's a throwing down. He's rolling out. I see, and we're losing contain. Oh, he is open.
He threw to number 3 of the Cardinals.
And that is Caden Fortson. And so he's open. He's got about 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards on a double coverage.
Yeah, but it's, what, 3rd and 20 or so?
3rd and 20 still. And we're down to 3:29 in this quarter. But see, they can't let that quarterback keep rolling out. Somebody's got to make him pull up, and they can't get deep enough that there's a crease he can run through. So
yeah,
it's
he's already proven he can.
It's a very fine line. See, now right there, that's a good job. They keep him squeezed in, pressure from outside in, and there's inside pursuit there. So he gets back a little bit of that, but only a couple yards. So yeah, 4th and 18. But they can't let him out. That's the deal for the Bear defense. And
So Randy, when you're up there in the stands watching some of the games, because I know your kids are after-school programs for Sabine, you ever look and go, ah? No comment from Randy. I think we all get that way.
so they get a punt. It's taking a good Sabine roll. It's going to stop about the 20-yard line, number 8 for Sabine.
Wow, that's
Caleb McKinney picks it up, and Bears will take over on their 20. 1st and 10, 2:41 left in the third quarter. So it'll be interesting to see, Avon, if the Bears stay with the 2 back and only 1 or 2 wide receivers run game, or if they go back to twins look on each side.
I think whenever they had Maddox on the bottom, I think that shook it up enough in that boot play.
Okay, so they're going to stay 2 back, and Powers is going to be the tailback, and so he's got a little room. But
See, they had Maddox on the bottom.
yeah, but see, the thing that hurts that, if they can't stay with a block a little bit longer,
Not going to make much progress.
well, it looks like he's running 7 or 8 yards, and he is, but about 7 of that's to get back to the line of scrimmage. And so it's got to hit a little quicker, or they got to stay with the block a little bit better for him to get, but he made 5. That's not a bad play. Do that twice and you got a first down,
Yes, sir.
So same thing. Fake. Now here comes the bootleg. And he throws it a little high.
Oh.
Throws it a little bit high. But that play is open for and I don't know that he could have run it. I'm watching receivers. But at some point, if he's got a lot of room, Wilson can run. He can tuck it up and run. Now, I don't know if that's one of his options, but sometimes it's just so open you do it, So that's going to bring 3rd and 5. Now we got the same exact formation. Maddox low for us and Lewis high. And he's looking. He's throwing to Lewis. He's caught it. He's getting loose. He's got enough for the first. So a good 3rd down call.
Move the chains.
Yeah, move the chains. He made 10 yards. So 5 more than he needed for the first. 4 of that came on his run effort. So, that's what we got to have, a drive that can burn up some clock.
Definitely burning it up.
And if you can sustain a drive, this is a really good way to do it. If you get everything by passing, you may burn a minute up and you've done 4 downs and you got to kick the ball or turn it over. He's looking again.
He's watching
going
it this
deep.
time. Oh. I hope they're not picking up that audio next door.
Our next door neighbors don't like that call. So, and I don't know, it depends on which colors you're wearing, whether you like it or not. Right now, the green jersey folks like it. The white jerseys don't. But for whether it's good or bad, we don't have the ability to watch it again. But
Well, the people on YouTube do. They'll probably rewind it and go looking.
yeah.
We've
But
got comments turned.
anyway, that's another first down. Moves the ball up almost to midfield to the 49. But when you throw it and you're close, you make things happen. And and now that was to Maddox too, and a target again. Now the run
And off
back.
to number 2, Powers.
And Powers he's going to make about 6 yards there, maybe more. Sabine is pursuing the ball well, but he's just a big old kid, and he's hard to bring down. And he gets some momentum, and he's got that good forward lean, and you don't really get a clean shot at him, So that's about a 6 or 7 yard gain. They're calling it 2nd and 3. They need to change the first down marker over there. It's still saying 1st and 3. But
not
same
attention.
formation for the Bears.
And they hand it off to number 3.
And number 3.
Somebody lost their helmet.
That's,
Who is that?
I don't know. That's
JT
JT Maddox. And JT ran hard in there. Once he hit the line, they stood him up a little bit, and that kind of stopped him. He's not quite as big as Vontae, but he ran in there hard.
Did he lose his helmet? Didn't you tell me that last time that if you lose your helmet, you instantly got to go
You
off
got to come
the field?
out for a play. Yeah, so he's coming out, but I don't know why. Powers is going back in. So did somebody call a timeout here? Oh, the quarter's running out. So
yep.
This is going to end the third quarter. So
be right back.
Okay. See you later, man. Good to see you, Randy. All right, so we start the fourth quarter. Bears have 3 timeouts, and the Cardinals, I believe, have 3. And they can use them in that fourth quarter. The Bears leading right now 22-13. And they're at a 3rd and 5. They'll be on the left hash as they head toward the north end zone. And the ball is on the 40, just inside the 44-yard line. So the Gladewater offense comes back onto the field. And Sabine still huddled up, getting advice from their coaches what they can do to stop this drive. So 3rd and 3. Gladewater is in a power eye, 2 tight ends, so probably a run play here. And it is not going to get a first down. They did not make it back to the line of scrimmage, so it's a loss of a yard. So good defense that time by Sabine. So now that's a 4th down and 4. And see what the Bears are going to do. They're on their own 40, or they're on the Sabine 45. So Lewis is split wide down to the bottom. Maddox up top. 2 backs. It's another bootleg. You got an open man. And the pass this time is to the fullback. Joby Chico catches it. Good for a first down and gets down inside the 25-yard line to the 24. So that's, I believe, a first time for him to be a target. And he was wide open, makes the catch, picks up the first down, and keeps the drive alive at the 24-yard line. So now we got Maddox up top, Lewis at the bottom, 2 backs. Like a change called at the line. And he gives it to Powers. Powers is just slamming ahead in there. He's going to make there's a flag. I don't know what that is. There's a big pile down there, but it's about a 6 or 7 yard gain, depending on what the penalty is and where they spot it. And it was nothing I could see in that big pile of bodies down there. We'll see. It's against Sabine. So they're going to move, and it's probably going to be a first down. See what yard line, just inside the 10. At the 9-yard line. So it's a first and goal from the 9. Bears 10:28 left in this fourth quarter. They're knocking on the door. Let's see if they can get in with another touchdown. I formation, 2 wide receivers. And it's the bootleg again. And he's going to throw it. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by number 11 for the Cardinals. That's Clay Simmons. He intercepts it in the end zone. So that will kill the drive. And it'll be the Sabine Cardinals ball coming out to the 20. So big turnover. 10:09 left in the fourth quarter. Sabine facing an 80-yard drive to get into the end zone. And they are in their twins look with one back, and they want to throw. Quarterback gets outside of the containment, and he makes a first down, I believe. It'll be close if it's not, but I think it's right at the first down marker. But that's what we talked about. They can't lose containment on the quarterback without it hurting. Now they got trips down low. It's a dive up the middle, and he picks up another 8 yards. So the last 2 plays, they've gained 18 yards. They're up to the 37-yard line. Now it's another run up the middle. He's met in the backfield, and that's it. He's down. So that will be a loss of about maybe just 1 yard. They're actually giving him his forward progress to the line of scrimmage, so just no gain. Twins to both sides, and he hands off again, and this time the running back steps on the foot of Sparks, and he falls down, and the running back slips, and he makes it good for a first down, but there's a flag, and I don't know what the flag is. So they're discussing. It looks like it might be against the Bears, but I couldn't tell you what it is. I haven't seen a signal yet. Looks like about a 15-yarder, Avon.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so that's going to move the Cardinals across midfield inside the 45. Ball is on at the 44-yard line. That's a handoff, and he gets maybe a 2-yard gain. Ball up the middle, and that's number 12. We've been running the ball, Cade Silvertooth. So,
I think that's a cool last name.
yeah.
Silver, too. Like a pirate name.
Javarian comes in, and he's been doing well also. And they give him the ball up the middle, and he's met hard. And he does make it back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 8. But the key to the beginning of this drive was when they didn't contain the quarterback like we talked about. So now they got trips up top, 1 wide receiver at the bottom. And
they've got pressure coming after him. For 14 that was open.
Yeah, and that is Hudson McNatt, and he's caught a few tonight. That's a big gain for him. They contained him that time, but he slipped through that gap up the middle. So now they're in the hurry-up offense. They snap it.
Not all day long.
And this time we got him covered, and he's overthrown. And so that'll stop the clock at 8:01. It'll be a 2nd and 10. And I see a flag down there, but I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if they didn't have everybody set. I didn't see anybody jump. But it's going to go against Gladewater. 5-yard penalty, so it'll be 2nd and 5. I'm sorry, still 1st and 5. They'll just repeat that down. So 1st and 5 from the 20, maybe 19-yard line. I think he moved.
Uh-oh. That time.
Well, that was a tackle for Sabine. He raised up after he'd already gotten in the set position. So he can't do that.
That was their first time.
So
Had like 3.
I know. So now we're back to 1st and 10 after 2 offsides that moved it 5, moved it back.
Oh.
Okay.
Number 3 just barely missed it.
Yeah, and that is JT Maddox.
No.
He missed it too, and their number 3 is Caden
Oh,
Fortson. So JT broke in front of it, missed it, and then it went through his hands. So that ball could have been caught by 2 people if their fingers.
Over number 3.
Yeah, both number 3. So pretty good matchup out there that time. Now the Cardinals have 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, so trips. We call that pro trips because they're split wide at the top. I saw a flag, but I don't know what it was. Came in late in the backfield, so there may have been a hold. I don't know. We'll see which way they're going to move. No, they're not. So it's still 2nd and 10. So he's looking to the trips. Oh, good breakup. Good breakup there by Lewis. Coming in and trying to see that number. He'll turn in a minute.
33 up top.
No, number 5 was the intended target, Riley Royce, and then Lewis.
Who was putting pressure on him.
Yeah. But Lewis just got a hand in front of that. Now they're throwing. He's looking to. Oh, good pressure
that
there.
That is a sack. Look at that. Number 33, Serta.
That is Israel Serta with a good job. He wrapped him up. He couldn't throw it down. All he could do was get tackled. Yeah. Great job that time. That's a big play, too, on 3rd down. And they lose 7 yards. So 4th and 17. 4th and 16. So now they same formation. 1 wide receiver at the top, trips on the bottom. He's looking to throw. And really, that's a smart play. It was 4th down. They gave him plenty of cushion. They let him complete the pass, but he was out of bounds, so the ball will go down. Which for Sabine, that's as good as not quite as good.
But let me ask you this: they were on about the what? 30, 35?
Oh, just then, yeah, but if he doesn't catch it, they were back on the 35.
Why wouldn't you get 3?
Well, they may not have. That'd be a 5 plus the 7 yard. That's
pretty long kick.
Yeah, it is. 10 yards deeper, and then from where you snap it is about 7 yards. They place it on the. Gladewater takes over. They're still in the I formation. They hand it to the back, and he's got a little head of steam. He's going to make 2. He runs on the left side of the line that time.
Number 28.
28 is Cooper Carson. We've been seeing him carry the ball some, that fullback position. Cooper said it backwards. Thank you, Avon. So that's going to bring 2nd and about 7. Again, same I formation, wide receivers. Give it to the tailback. He's got a little room.
Oh, he is moving. Powers.
And Powers, he makes, I think it's going to be a 1st down. Depends where they spot it. It's close on the spot.
Wow, that's like right on the line.
So it is a 1st down on
the 30. Move the chains up.
Move those chains. So Bears got a little new set of downs and a little momentum working now. We've got Tyrone Maddox at the top, Lewis at the bottom. And Sabine is coming with that blitz just off tackle. Guys in there. And if they could hold them out long enough and we could throw, it could be rough for the Cardinals. But
Got some good.
it's a gamble you take when you're trying to put some
Lost
heat
yards
on.
that time. 1 in 15.
Oh yeah.
Talking and
All right, so let's see what we got. I formation again.
off to 2. Powers, he is
Powers,
moving.
he's got some daylight and a full head of steam. He makes
That was number 11 of the Cardinals that was hit him.
Plain Simmons. And he makes about 12 of that 15 back. 11 or 12.
Great run.
So it's going to be second down and 3 yards. He made 12 of that back. Good run.
Got a question. They've got somebody down there in the field waving lights. Oh, they do that.
Lights, I guess.
Well, but it was on the field.
I don't know. For that time, there's no gain. Down there where their camera is, I don't know. That'd be a referee question. But they've got people in their stands. It looks like almost like they're waving cell phone lights, but they're probably just little handheld lights. It's not. It doesn't look like flashlights. Now they're stopping the game, and it may be a timeout for the Bears. But that would be a good time. The coaches may not even notice that, but it'd be a good time to ask that question about the lights, especially the one in the end zone.
Right.
Because that's a guy that's in a camera. I don't know what you can do about the stands, do, because it's not a light shining on. So I think
Remember, wasn't that about 15 years ago when those big high-powered lasers?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a big deal.
Yeah. I think there were some prosecutions on that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did that happen in football and airplanes? Everything.
Some airports had problems.
They're still out there, and I saw where they're like even more powerful.
Yeah.
Hopefully, enough people got in trouble that
Yeah.
how to do anything.
All right, 3rd and 3 for the Bears. 4:28 left in the fourth. 3rd and 3. Bears in the tight I formation. It's not been all that good for them. But they give to the second back, and if they give him his forward progress, he got to the 4, and it looks like they're going to mark it there, and that's going to be a
Ooh,
first.
the chains.
So that was good enough.
Other side of down.
But that was a little better results than the last time they got in it. But what you're saying when you get in that is, hey, we're going to run it. You got to stop it. We're going to run it right at you. So I don't know which play that, but that time for the Bears, they fared better. Bears now with a new set of downs from the 4. And to burn up some clock and get to the give it to
Number
the
3
tailback.
is going up.
Number 3 is JT Maddox. He does really a great job. He makes about
A lot of speed.
He's fast, yeah. I think he made about 8 yards, 7 or 8 yards. I'm gonna call it 8 before I said it. Well, that brings 2nd and 2. 3:30 on the clock, and it will start when the ball is. He got out. It's really try to stay in. He might not have had a choice. Go with a snap this time.
Oh.
All right, number 20. What's his number for Sabine? Pressure on.
That's a 25, but we'll. 5, Sam.
So that's Joseph Royce that puts good pressure on Wilson. And he has to dump the ball off and short of his receiver, but landed pretty. So that's going to bring 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 is always a hard one. They're going to have.
Right about him.
All right, looks like the. Nope, it's a tailback.
Looks like they handed off to number 2, Powers.
He slipped through there and ran a little bit. So that's a new first down, new set of downs. They crossed midfield, and they are on now the 42 Cardinals. Clock is down to 3:03 and running. Wilson comes in with Powers. Devontae still in.
Had stats, because what?
Got Lewis lined up at the tailback. Power I, but they're giving it to the fullback or the power back.
Powers again.
So they made yards on that, maybe 5. Call it 4. 2nd and 6. Timeouts. Each team has 2 timeouts. 2nd and 4. Might be 7. 2nd and 3, maybe 4. So there's a timeout. Everybody getting some instruction and encouragement. And at halftime, I walked down, and there's lots of green shirts in the stands too.
It's a great,
So this has
great
been
day.
a really,
Good representation. Weldon Bumblebees.
Gladewater finished their timeout. They're up at the line of scrimmage, ready to run, and Colin Lewis is at the tailback position, but don't know that he's carried the ball yet. They're in a power I, right. Give it to the
Powers.
fullback. Oh my
He is
goodness. He is
bulldozing through.
He got another first down. He's inside the
Through
25.
the chain, Sam.
So if they do like that, it won't take them long to score. If there's not a turnover, penalty, or what I would call a momentum breaker. Don't want anything to destroy.
Sabine burned another.
So now Sabine has 1 timeout left to use. They really don't have a choice now. They've got to stop the clock somehow. Gladewater still has 2. 2:35 left. Still 22-13. Bears have a 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. So, got to be thinking with a little momentum, they maybe can get in, maybe kind of ice this game. And the Bears need a win, but they really need a good win. They don't need. There's not a bad win, but but they need to not let Sabine have a chance left. And
Powers
same play,
again.
Same play.
Now that looked like. I'll close my mouth. I'll let people on YouTube watch what that looked like.
You think he had him by the shoulder pads? Yeah. But helmet maybe. It's hard to tell from up here.
I had the extra range.
You had that eye power. Oh, that's a loss, but they're called a penalty for something. They've called it. Had the helmet. Avon, I'll say good eyes. You saw something. So that puts the ball at the 10.5-yard line with a first down. They give it to Powers,
Powers
again.
again.
You know, when he gets leaned over good and some momentum, it doesn't even have to be fast. If he's just got a little momentum, he's really hard to stop. That is a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. I believe the Cardinals just burned their last time out. So 2:14 on the clock. They can't stop it again with a timeout. They could to get the ball, certainly can manage some ways to stop the clock. It's getting maybe can do it. Avon's kind of rewinding and taking a minute.
I am.
He's cheating a little bit, but he's using some of his real intelligence.
Well, and you know, one of the other things that some of those people out there in YouTube start time ball games 7.
Yes.
Like to come out here and watch it live, person.
Powers
Powers
again to the other side. He's going to get to the 5. They may mark it on the 5, but it looks like they're going to mark it on the 6. That's going to be a 3rd and 5. And 5. They can make a first down if they get inside the 1. Yeah, you're right, Avon. He had a helmet. See it on the. Yeah, we talked about the 7 o'clock time for all district games now. So from here on out, actually starting last week at Tatum, all of our games that we broadcast and they play will be. They're still in the Power I, and I bet you Powers is getting tired.
Yeah.
He's carried
I
about
don't blame him.
1,100 times in a row. Oh, it's been 4 or 5, but yeah, he's they're down 110 and the clock can't be stopped. So whether they score or not,
Gladewater can stop.
is irrelevant. But
4th down, do you go here? Put it up through the.
I don't know.
Kick it.
Oh, they're lined up in the Power I.
Powers again. That.
And he's.
Oh,
I think
my
he's gonna
goodness.
He may get a touchdown. No, they got him. And they're gonna mark it
down on
on
the
about the
3rd.
3. So Sabine will take over downs on the 3. They've got 39 seconds. They could get several plays depending on incompletions and first down, but they can't stop the clock with it. No, and they've got 97 yards to go. Now, they can do it in one play.
They can, absolutely, especially with quarterback. He's got a lot of speed.
We've all seen that happen. So again,
Game's not over.
and
We'll have 93 people holding on.
Yeah. Oh, let's see what they do. They're in the Twins formation. Oh. Well, they got 5 right then because we jumped and made contact. Of course, I know what those defensive linemen are thinking. Let's get a safety.
Of course.
And then
Everybody
they got to kick it back to us, and I get 2 points. So that gives the Cardinals a little bit of room. Still first and 5 now, but they're out. The 8.
As a coach, does that make you pretty mad right now?
Well, yeah, it does.
He's going to clap his hands 20 times.
Hands
Off the
it off.
23.
He's going to be short. No. Short now. I don't know where his progress is. His progress is going to be a first down. Yeah.
Moving the chain.
So they're on the 15. But now they can't just go fast because they got to get the chain set.
They did. That's going to cost them.
Outside.
Coming.
No, incomplete. So he gets outside of contain, throws it low, ball's on the ground.
Clock is moving fast.
And down to 13-9, incomplete pass. Don't think it'll start until
They're
the
going to make
snap.
him I'm back on the
13.9 seconds.
Put time back on.
Down to 2.0.
No, it's
They're trying to
take them a
they're trying
second to
to
figure
put-
out how
yeah,
to do it.
trying to reset it. 20 seconds.
Seconds.
Bottom of the throws. And that was intended for number 82. That's Bryce Buda. Anyway, it's in and out of his hands for an incomplete, but it does stop the clock at 16.6. Now they've got just one wide receiver. Our side trips up at the top. I'm sure it's going to be a pass. He's rolling to his right.
33 is
They do get him before he makes a first down, but the clock is running. Stops it.
oh, they're giving a first down on that for something. Not look like it.
Oh, he did well.
Oh,
Moving it, so it's got to stop while they, didn't look like a
It's-
premier, but
yeah, it did not look like.
I don't think it's a game changer. This should be the last play, 1.6, unless they put more clock on. Decide to get.
Oh, but I think the ref is give them time to move those. They did move it.
Gave him 8 seconds. Another first down. Gets out of bounds.
Up by 14.
1 second. So they have
Is that a real 1 second?
Yeah, this time it is. I was
Okay.
watching. They have one play left.
Got 3 up top.
Yeah. Down somebody left low. Number 3, Caden Fortson. Now they've thrown to him before. They can double cover him. Side.
Game.
That's
Sam.
it. So a really
Great game.
really great game. 22 for the Bears, wearing the
Bumblebee green.
Weldon Bumblebee green. Good victory. And 13 for the Cardinals. Well played. Pretty clean game. And Bears, I know, are glad to get back on the winning side of things. And Cardinals, not as happy, but well played. Well coached on both sides. So good ball game to be at on a Friday night.
Absolutely. It's
So-
not even 10 o'clock.
I know. And
9:30.
because there was a lot of running and not a lot of passing, this game went pretty fast. But at 9:30, so it saved about 30 minutes. I'm trying to find the schedule of Bears play next week. Yeah, and I found it in my other ones. So while we're looking, that's the SEC. I got Big 12 here. SEC, all the ones I don't need. Volleyball schedules. All right, here we go. I got it.
Great.
So we've got Jefferson next week at 7 o'clock in Jefferson. The 28th of October will be Atlanta here, the last home game, and that will be senior night. And it will start at 7. Then we'll finish the season in White Oak, 7 o'clock as well. So Jefferson, Atlanta, and White Oak. Atlanta's the only other home game, October 28th. So well played game, and a good change of pace and get back on the winning track for the Bears. They'll rest a little easier tonight and know that they're 1-1 in district now, so they're in a good position. Games to go and take 4 out of the play. I think they would rather go in the number 2 spot, but unless everybody loses one, I guess there's still a possibility they could go. Too early to work all that out. All I know right now is they need to play it week at a time. So we won't be broadcasting next week, but we will be for the Atlanta game,
Senior
and
night.
and it'll be again at 7. So we look forward to having y'all tune in again. Again, thanks to whoever put all the Bumblebee program together tonight.
Aaron Richardson.
That was a nice touch of class. Great honor for Gladewater ISD. Then thanks to Avon for getting things up and going. But I think he'll probably be looking at that scoreboard.
About 2 weeks. So
Yeah. So we hope it'll be up and running next week. Again, thank y'all, and thanks to the UIL for letting us do this again. See you in 2 weeks.